Tonight is a special one. One, I already have a draft going, but two, we are also in a $1,000 fantasy football draft lobby right now. We are in the Mastiff. I have done the vast majority of my high stakes drafts on Underdog already this offseason. I'm going to do one more, and it's going to be a $1,000 draft. Hopefully we can fill it tonight. The draft we are in right now is the $5 puppy. I know this is what all of y'all are going to be doing, what you want us to do on the live stream, but I really want to get in that one more high stakes draft. So we have 6 spots open in the Mastiff. If anybody wants to join that $1,000 draft with us, we will leave this $5 draft the second that the $1,000 one fills, but it's probably going to take a little bit of time. But honestly, I'm not going to complain because I could use the warm up in a couple $500 drafts before I get in the big one. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out to this live stream with us. And thank you for Moonman for giving us McCaffrey at pick 7. I'm assuming we're going to see him take Justin Jefferson here. And we'll just go, oh, no, never mind. He goes with McCaffrey. So we will get Justin Jefferson. I'm not going to complain about that. Obviously, with Jefferson back at practice from the hamstring, definitely not nearly as concerned with him as I would have been previously. And I think you have an incredibly high floor ceiling combo. So no complaints from me. We're just going to go ahead and we will lock him in. Now, after we take Jefferson, you have St. Brown, Nico Collins, both going. Of course, these wide receivers are going to get pushed up the board a little bit in Underdog drafts particularly. I know we've talked about this a bunch, but just in case somebody here is new, again, Underdog drafts, you have to start 3 wide receivers. Plus, this is going to be a best ball draft. So there's no time commitment at all during the season. Your highest potential starting lineup is going to automatically get submitted for you at the end of every single week. So if you draft Quentin Johnston as your last pick in the 18th round and he randomly scores 2 receiving touchdowns, he will actually slide into your starting lineup. So that's going to inherently push wide receivers up, especially because there is no waiver wire and no trades in best ball drafts. You draft your team, and that's the roster you're rolling with. And we actually have Puka Nacua going behind Drake London at this point. Crazy. King asking if we're doing another Q&A live stream tonight or tomorrow. So those live question and answer streams that we do for the questions that are sent in on flockfantasy.com, we're going to do one of those every single day until Christmas. And we have one Underdog draft stream that we are going to get to do every day until the season starts. We will take Devon Achane. I mean, they're saying that he's going to be good to go week 1. I have him ranked over Chase Brown. And honestly, I love the combo of Jefferson and Achane. But again, we're going to be doing as many of these Underdog drafts as I possibly can before the season starts on the stream. And then once we get to kickoff, then we'll only be doing the live Q&As in this live stream every single day. We got sub to PewDiePie. Says, are you wearing a jersey, Mason? Yeah, it's kind of. My lady worked on Happy Gilmore 2, and this was something that they gave her when she was on set. It's like a kind of a vendor that she worked with, and they had like kind of Happy Gilmore 2 jerseys that they made, and they gave her one for her and one for me. So this is a little bit of a like Happy Gilmore 2 jersey for the crew in a way. But after we take Achane, yeah, Bucky, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor off the board. But again, yeah, since these are Underdog best ball drafts, I want to reiterate, these aren't going to replace your main fantasy football league, right? These are just some extra fun on the side. That's how I'm able to draft hundreds of these teams every year. So I won $150,000 on Underdog Fantasy back in the day. And I would love for you to hop into some of these drafts with us. Again, these are $5 buy-ins, $100,000 to first place. We actually had a member of the flock win an Underdog Puppy tournament back in the day, which is super exciting. I've won a couple tournaments on Underdog. I've never won the $5 buy-in one. That one's extremely difficult just because there are so many people in the draft. But of course, if you wanted to get in a draft with us, you can find the link always to Underdog Fantasy in the description, comment section, live chat. I put it where it says draft with us here. And if you use promo code FLOCK, you're going to be getting a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. And actually, that's the old promo. You have a much better promo now. If you use promo code FLOCK, after you play your first $5, they're going to add $50 into your account. It's the best promo that they've ever had. And at the same time, for NFL kickoff, they are running ridiculous pick'em promos that I'm going to be annoying the hell out of you with this week, because there is no better time if you like free gimmies than the first week of the NFL season. It's when they pretty much put them all out there. It's when, in my opinion, you need to be taking advantage of them. And here's the upcoming schedule of pick and promos. You got the Saquon Barkley, gimme pick, higher, lower, half a total yard on Thursday night, 50% profit boost on Thursday night, 50% profit boost on Friday night, 100% profit boost token dropping on Saturday for you to use for the Sunday games, and then additional pick 'em promos dropping on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So this is the most important week of the entire year. If you want to take advantage of those, I highly recommend it. And again, use code FLOCK. You're going to get $50 added to your account after you play your first $5. You'll get our 2025 fantasy football rankings and draft sheets. And on top of that, if you got the 2025 flockfantasy.com season pass and you're an Underdog member, go to the post page on flockfantasy.com and fill out this Google form with the $10 Underdog credit and put in your flockfantasy.com email address and your Underdog username. Submit that, and Underdog's going to hook you up with another $10 in your Underdog account. So there's a ton of stuff going on. This week is by far and away the most important week for you to take advantage of that, because you are never going to get this many freebies again. We're going to just continue to take the falling values. Like to get Garrett Wilson here and have Jefferson, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson with Achane at running back for a best ball draft. This is very exciting, and I am very, very excited about it. Okay. I see 44 MSU says winner of the flock hats available. Hopefully sooner rather than later, my friend. We're first going to take care of everybody on the site and get them the free $10 Underdog credit. And then I am waiting on the second shipment of hats that we've ordered. And once we get those, we are going to reassess, probably order a third shipment, because we have more people on the site than I was expecting. And I want to try to get as many people hats as we possibly can. So we'll probably send out over 1,000 hats for members of the site. But it's, realistically, it's going to take a month. Like, it's not going to be soon. Okay. And DK Metcalf off the board at 49. And Johnny says we hit 100 likes. So please, if you have not done so already, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We live stream every single day. And also with that as well, drop your flockfantasy.com username in the chat, and we'll go ahead and pick somebody at random to give away some free stuff on the site for, because that's what we've been doing every time we hit 100 likes in the stream. But Alvin Kamara goes at pick 50. This is a little bit earlier than where you typically see Kamara go in these drafts. Sam says 400,000 subscribers by the end of the season, Mason. If we hit 300,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I'll be very happy. If we can hit 300,000 subs, that'd be incredible. But let's go ahead and let's pick somebody at random to win some vouchers. We got Fish Boy. Let's see if I can find you on the site. But first, let's go ahead. And I'm sorry, I know we're just clicking the top player according to ADP, but good luck trying to replicate a team in this tournament with the combo of Jefferson, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, and then Devon Achane at running back. The way the ADPs line up, it's almost going to be impossible for you to have a team like this. But we got Fish Boy, in parentheses, Garrett. We found you on the site, my friend, and we just sent you over a free trade question voucher and a free start set question voucher. But it looks like you bought the season pass, so you should have already had some free vouchers in your account. Kadarius Tony says, what do you have planned for the 300,000 special? I have nothing planned. I will probably live stream for a decent while after we hit 300,000. The only thing I can focus in on right now is how can I keep my voice good to live stream 6 hours a day and make multiple videos a day until Christmas. How can I save the voice where we don't lose it like we did a couple years ago? That's the only thing on my mind. Sports Fanatics says, I just advanced the best ball team to the final round in MLB, the Dinger contest. 1 in 310 for $100,000. I'm wishing you the best of luck, my friend. I've never done a baseball draft on Underdog. We're going to take Chuba Hubbard. Again, we're going to be boring. Click the top of ADP. Y'all are going to hate me for it. But we are now sitting with Devon Achane, Chuba Hubbard at running back, and wide receiver, we have Jefferson, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson, and DJ Moore. And good news is also somebody just joined that $1,000 draft. So there are only 5 spots open in the $1,000 draft. looks like there's a good shot that we can actually fill that and draft that on the stream tonight. But let's freaking go. Okay. Gavin says trying to submit a team review, but it wasn't working, but he got it to work. Happy to hear it. G Brother says, brother, what is up? How is life? Everybody wants to ask the fantasy guys who to start sit, but nobody wants to ask how the fantasy guys are doing. Doing good, my friend. So we did a 4-hour live Q&A earlier today. And to be honest with you, I just got so tired. I was like, I can't keep going. I got to take a break. And it was a horrible mistake because now I'm very far behind on the team reviews. Tomorrow I have to make 2 videos. And I have to catch up on those team reviews. So right now I'm feeling a little bit stupid for throwing in the towel and giving up on the live Q&A a little too early. I should have powered through, but tomorrow we're coming back with vengeance, and I'll try to hit that 5-hour mark. Jay says, longest you've ever streamed. Days consecutively, about 220. Hours consecutively, 24. Which I'm sure if you like stream video games, it's a lot easier because you don't have to talk. But for me, as I'm like answering questions, it's just talk. So I just got to get through as many as possible. Juwan Jennings goes 77. Plan A is going to be Sam Laporta here. And I think we're probably going to get him because the team ahead of us, I'd imagine, has to take a receiver. They only have 2. They take Pittman like we thought. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Sam Laporta at 79. But I love our team. I think, like, for us to have Jefferson, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, like to have DJ Moore as your wide receiver 4 and then also not be weak at running back or tight end, you're in a really good spot. 3Shan says, when's the next Flock League video? Next Flock League video is probably not going to be till Friday. It's probably going to take us a little bit of time. We got one person saying this team is incredible. The next person says this team's very sketchy. Can't make them all happy. Can't make them all happy. I will say that I love the team. And frankly, that's all I really care about. And there are now only 4 spots open in the $1,000 draft. So it looks like we are actually going to be able to, funny enough, fill the $1,000 draft tonight. It's happening. It's never a guarantee that you can fill a $1,000 draft. It's going to be the last high stakes draft that I do on the tournament this year. I'm sorry, on the stream this year. The rest of the drafts we're going to be doing will be like the $5 puppy drafts and then the $10 flock underdog tournaments. So that $1,000 draft tonight is going to be a big deal for us. Okay. And we'll take Josh Downs. Downs kind of like the last wide receiver in this tier. And at the same time, we took Sam Laporta in the last round. So with us taking Sam Laporta in the last round, we're not super incentivized to go through and take like the tight end that I'd be interested in, which would be like Tyler Warren. Okay, one thing that I forgot to show y'all as well is, I know I've showed y'all a couple times, but I reached out to Underdog and they have just been so freaking nice to us. And I mean, to be fair, we do provide them a lot of value, but still. They are just incredible to us. Where I asked them if we could do the Underdog Flock tournaments. They said yes, and they helped set those up for us. And I asked them if we could do the pick'em packs, because I thought it would be fun, since I live stream before and after the games, for us to have something to do together. And I asked if they could boost them, so it was kind of like a promo for y'all. And just a warning, heads up, be prepared. Because they're boosted, it's only a $25 max. You can only do $25 most on the Pick'em Pack for Thursday. But they put a Flock Fantasy Pick'em Pack in the lobby on Thursday. With Dak, you only need 230 passing yards. They move that line, they move that projection down for us. With Barkley, we only need him to score a touchdown. And with Pickens, we need him to have fewer than 5 receptions. and that would be a 5X. So I'll be talking about it more on the Thursday stream. And obviously, after the Thursday game, when we do our recap, we'll be sweating it together. But I am excited for that. And let's move this over. And Jaylen Warren makes it this far. So we're going to take Jaylen Warren as our third running back. Jaylen Warren falls 15 picks past ADP. Okay. We got people not liking the Pickens pick. Let me go ahead and put you on some game here. We can go ahead and look at Pickens. And historically, he has not been a target hog. George Pickens, through his NFL career, has averaged 4.2, 3.7, 3.1 receptions per game. And this is going to be his first game ever as a Dallas Cowboy with Dak Prescott. I think a lot of people are overly optimistic for the volume Pickens is going to get. And I think that Pickens is going to be much better than he was in Pittsburgh because I think he'll be more efficient with better quarterback play. But I don't know if we're going to see significantly more volume with CeeDee Lamb playing alongside him. So he's been in a horrible offense, which has held down his efficiency. I'm not saying that George Pickens is only going to be a wide receiver 4 in fantasy like he's always been. But for you to project out Pickens to have 5 receptions his first week ever with the new quarterback, y'all want to take a guess on how many games George Pickens has had with 5 receptions over the past 2 seasons? Like, looking at 8 receptions, George Pickens has had 1 game in his entire NFL career with 8 receptions. George Pickens has had 1, 2, 3. He's had 3 games in his 3-year NFL career with 7 or more receptions. He's not a high volume earner. He doesn't generate a ton of separation. He wins at the catch point. We're going to take Justin Fields. So again, the quarterback play has held down his efficiency, but you look at correlation between quarterback play and volume with the receiver. I don't expect George Pickens' target share to go up now that he's playing alongside CeeDee Lamb. I would expect that his efficiency is going to go up. And we're going to take Justin Fields here. Super easy pick. 1, top player on ADP. Hell yeah. 2, he stacks with Garrett Wilson. And 3, while he may be a bum real-life NFL quarterback, at the end of the day, he gives you rushing upside, which could give you spike weeks in underdog tournaments. So, and if everybody thinks that Pickens is a lock to have 5 receptions against the one of the NFL's toughest defenses with his first game ever with this quarterback, considering that he's had 3 games through his 3-year NFL career with 7 or more receptions, you're more than welcome to go to Underdog and fade us and take the exact opposite. I believe you take Pickens to have 5 or more receptions. You're getting a multiplier on it as well. Now, would I recommend you do that? No. But I'd recommend you tail us and have some fun. Put $5 on it, get added $50 into your account, and take the W with the boosted pick 'em pack. Okay, and we got 2 spots open in the $1,000 draft, so that bad boy's going to fill hopefully at the end of this one, so we can just go right into that. And let's move this down. Dalton Kincaid goes. Herbert, we don't have a stack. Love, we don't. Lawrence, we don't. We have a couple Herbert stacking options. You know what? We can take Keenan here, and then we can hope that we get Herbert on the way back. So let's go Keenan Allen, and let's see if we get Herbert. So now quarterback, we have Fields stacked with Wilson. Running back, we have Achane, Chuba, Jaylen Warren. Wide receiver, we have Jefferson, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Josh Downs, Keenan Allen. And tight end, we have Sam Laporta. Gavin says, first 3 picks for me, Lamb, Brian Thomas Jr., Lamar. How is that even possible? I can't even imagine how you did that, my guy. Like, Lamar round 3 is not the craziest thing in the world, but to get Lamb and Brian Thomas Jr. on the same team, pretty sure both were round 1 picks in the Flock League. But it looks like we're about to hit 200 likes on the stream. So go down there, drop that like, and then we will figure out which one of y'all will give the free vouchers to on the site. Gavin says, 12-team league, people not too smart. Mahomes win at the 2-8. That's incredible. Okay, Trey Benson goes 133. Kyle Pitts goes 134. Sam says he also got Lamb and Brian Thomas Jr. as well in his home league. How? Megan says Brian Thomas Jr. fell to the 302 and a 12. How the... I can't even imagine that happening. Okay, Jake Ferguson off. Hell yes, just like we wanted, we get Justin Herbert on the way back to pair up with Keenan Allen. Obviously, in your regular redraft league, stacks aren't going to matter as much as they will in these underdog best ball tournaments. You won't be as excited to draft a second quarterback in your regular redraft league either, but in these underdog tournaments, you got to draft 2 to 3 quarterbacks, 2 to 3 tight ends, about 5 to 6 running backs, and the rest of your spots will be receivers. But it looks like we hit 200 likes on the stream, so go down there and drop your flockfantasy.com username in the chat, and we'll pick one of y'all to randomly give some free vouchers to. Okay. So we found somebody. Let's go ahead and just click on someone random. We got Hino Carebro. Okay, let's see if I can find you on the site. I can only find you on the site if you use code FLOCK. That's how you'll show up in my users. But Hino Carebro. Gotcha. Looks like you have a free account, so you shouldn't have had any vouchers yet, but we just sent some over to you, so you should be able to send in some questions in the live Q&As. And there are still 2 spots open in the $1,000 draft. So it's happening. Isaac Tesla goes 149. Looking at quarterback, Michael Penix. We have no Falcons. Nobody really available later. We could go Young. We could go. I'm going to take Bryce Young. We can make some different plays with Bryce Young, and we have Chuba Hubbard as well. So we've already made a bet that the Carolina Panthers offense is fine. There are few Carolina Panthers you can take late. Okay. And then we have the quarterbacks going immediately after with Michael Penix, Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's a completely fine pick there as well. I was really hoping that we were going to get Xavier Legette on the way back around. Legette's one of my most invested into wide receivers this year if you go to Underdog and sort by entry fees. I think Legette's like a great example of a player that will matter in Underdog best ball drafts a ton, but in your regular redraft league probably won't. So again, I've been taking him a lot in Underdog drafts, but I really haven't made any videos about him just because if you're in like a 10-team, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex redraft league, there's no way in hell that taking him ever does anything for you. Okay, Demario Douglas goes 1-6. And you know what? I'm an idiot. We should have taken Tua. We have Tyreek and we have Devon Achane. Horrible call by me. Okay, and we're going to take Judkins here at 162. Could be a complete wasted pick, but this is a $5 buy-in, $100,000 first place prize where we are highly incentivized to try to optimize our points for weeks 15, 16, 17. So with that kind of setup, we are just going to go ahead and we are going to get the player that I perceive to have the most upside on the board in the final 3 weeks on our squad. Again, could be a complete wasted pick. anybody wants to just cross them off their board entirely, not going to fault you at all. But I'm going to lean in with the risk in drafts like this. And yeah, looking at that $1,000 draft, there's still those 2 spots open. So we'll see what happens, but would be nice if that fills kind of near the end of this draft. And like I said, this is going to be our, and let me be very, 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 very clear. Never join a $1,000 draft on any platform or even with your college buddies or whatever it is. If it is your first time drafting there, and or you cannot afford to lose $1,000. So if you've never drafted on Underdog before, the $5 drafts is where you belong. Do not get in a $1,000 draft. Nao the Goat says, using the draft guide, my first 3 picks were CMC, Brian Thomas Jr., and Josh Allen. Incredible. Okay, Will Shipley goes 173. Coker's not going to be in play for us. I'm scratching Coker off my board, to be honest. Running back, receiver, and tight ends. I'll take Adam Thielen. Cooking Thielen here, 175, means we're most likely going to be done at wide receiver. I think buying the dip on Spears is reasonable, again, in these tournaments where you really just are optimizing for weeks 15 through 17. But the issue is when we take somebody like Quinshon Judkins, we already have that player that's going to be a complete goose egg, effectively, at the beginning portion of the season. So I don't want to take Tajay Spears on the same team that I have Judkins. There's 1 spot open, that $1,000 draft, so it looks like it's happening. It is happening, ladies and gentlemen. And okay. Amari Cooper goes 179. Spears goes 180. We are just tight ends and running backs. I think we're going to take 2 tight ends as well. I mean, I know we have Laporta, but we took Laporta at pick 79. And our second tight end here is going to be like a round 17 pick. We're fine taking 3 tight ends. Okay. Kate Otten goes 183. Chris Rodriguez is going to be my pick if he made it. John off. We'll take Isaiah Likely. We'll take a couple of goose eggs in the first few weeks. And hope that Sam Laporta carries us through and hopefully Likely can give us a strong performance in either weeks 15, 16, or 17. And then we're going to take 1 more tight end and 1 more running back. But if Chris Rodriguez was going to be available to us at 186, I think Chris Rodriguez is a good... Oh, the $1,000 draft is filled. Oh my gosh. F me. Are you kidding me? We get the worst pick possible. We get pick 8. Let me move this around. Oh my gosh. This is no bueno. This is a little scary. Well, we're going to figure it out. We will figure it out. Oh my gosh. Chase, Lamb, both off the board. And God. Yeah, thank you for the good luck. Long time no see, Swisher. Happy to see you. Have not seen you in a while, it seems like. Gibbs goes at pick 3. Gibbs, Bijan, Barkley. I need to pull up that other phone, other draft on my phone. Forget Jatavion went. It's just who we wanted. CMC goes. So now we're just going to be forced to take like, spam the chat. What wide receiver do you want here? I don't have a care in the world. Nico, Neighbors, St. Brown, Puka. They're all the same to me. We got a lot of people saying Nico. Look like the majority of people are saying Nico. We had a few Neighbors mixed in. We got a don't draft Neighbors mixed in. We'll take Nico Collins at 8, but this is why 8 sucks, because Nico Collins is like the same excitement for me as the next 6 players that will get drafted here. Come on. Are you going to come help? You better come help me draft this team. Come over here. Come on. Tell them that you're here to help. Tell them that you're here to help. We got our partner in crime here. She's going to be the co-pilot to this draft, aren't you? You're going to be a good co-pilot. I know. So, Genty, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and crap, I need to go through and pull that other draft back up. And we'll just queue up some tight ends. I can't be focusing on the $5 draft. Like, the $1,000 draft is worth 200 of these. Okay, so we have Genty, St. Brown, Neighbors all going immediately after. Yeah, the big dog came in for the big dog. I want to see the big dog. She's here, not leaving me alone. What do you need? You need some camera time? Is that it? You need some camera time? The big dog came in for the big dog. Okay, so Brian Thomas off the board at 83. Derrick Henry goes 14. Honestly, kind of hoping that we were going to get the running back here. HN, AJ Brown will be the 2 guys in play. I could go Bowers too. Bucky off. Do we take HN with the injury risk? I think we do. Like, frankly, I have HN ranked ahead of Derrick Henry. I have him ranked ahead of Bucky. We have the elite receiver already. HN gives you the receiving ceiling. We're just going to take HN. God. It's going to be hilarious if this is what ends up winning us the tournament. 2 picks that I'm not excited about. Like, starting Neighbors, Henry, starting Puka, Brian Thomas, starting Jefferson, Chase Brown, all of those feel better. Say someone says A-Chan sketchy, JT proven. A-Chan's proven as well. A-Chan averaged over 20 points per game in games that Tua played last year. The only question with A-Chan is, are you worried about the calf? That's the only thing that matters with him. Okay. So Chase Brown goes 19. Jonathan Taylor goes 20. Jacobs 21. So A.J. Brown with a significant fall in this draft. It's the way the Eagles team does not take A.J. Brown here at 22, no. Like, A.J. Brown's the auto pick. Who else could you go with? To be honest, I don't know who you could go with other than A.J. Brown. What are they going to do? Yeah, A.J. Brown at 22. Especially you go Gibbs out the gate. So you're not having to reach on a running back here. The team at 2, I wouldn't be able to guess what they're doing. They're going to go Amari Hampton. Like, interesting thing with Hampton is I thought the reports of Najee being good to go, the left tackle going down for the season. I thought that was going to let some steam out the Hampton price tag and he was just going to fall a bit. But really, it's had no impact. He has continued to just get hammered here at the 2-3 turn. Nolan says, what makes 8 worse than 7? I really like McCaffrey there at 7. You look at the underdog pick'ems, they have McCaffrey for more yards week 1 than any other player. Obviously, you have the injury concern, but McCaffrey still projects to crush. And like in the last draft, we had 7 and Jefferson fell, right? Manuel says market has been real slow on bearish trends. To be honest, I disagree. Some players, like, they won't be good to go week 1 and they just immediately get nuked. Like, it's like if the situation changes, like there's an offensive line injury or something, it seems like that player's ADP doesn't adjust. It's only if that player themselves gets injured. Okay, Trey McBride goes 29. So the team had 5 going with 0 receivers the first 3 rounds. Okay, what can we do? Tyreek at 30. Harrison goes 31. I think I'd take Evans over Kyron, to be honest. I honestly don't know if I want to even sit here and stress about it that much. Everything is going in favor of Evans. Godwin, second surgery. Jalen McMillan out. Kate Otten banged up. Kyron Williams, you have the report coming out that Blake Corum's going to be getting more involved this year. Now, again, who knows if that's true, but I think we are going to take Evans. We're going to go Evans at 32. I mean, I moved Evans up dramatically in my rankings over the past month. Okay, George Kittle goes 34. Kyron off 35. Yeah, the thing is, you knew if you passed on Evans or you passed on Kyron, neither was making it back to you at 41, right? But it looks like we had 300 likes on the stream. So go down there and drop your flockfantasy.com username in the chat, and we will get you hooked up with some free vouchers. Henderson goes 37. Okay. James Cook off the board. Xavier Worthy goes at 20. At 40. Okay. I'm going to take Tet. We'll take Tet over Garrett Wilson. Similar to what we are seeing with the wide receivers in Tampa. Tet's the last guy standing in Carolina. Trade Adam Thielen, Jalen Coker IR. They initially dropped Renfro. They had to bring him back. So we'll go ahead and we'll lock in Tet McMillan at 41. And let's pick. We got Waddles 10. Let's see if I can find you on the site, my friends. Waddles 10, I got you. Looks like you already got the season pass, so you should have some free vouchers in your account. But let me hook you up with a free trade and free starts at question voucher on top of that. Okay. And yeah, I like us getting Tet here in round 4. Garrett Wilson goes 43. So interesting to see that team at 7 take Jalen Hurts when they didn't have A.J. Brown, when they probably don't get Devonta Smith making it back to him. Terry McLaurin makes it all the way down to 45. So Terry used to go in the 3rd round of these drafts before the holdout. He's re-signed at this point, and he still has not moved his price point back up to where he was going. Honestly, the more, maybe this is just cope, but the more I'm looking at our rounds 3 and 4 picks, the more I'm liking them. I like them. I'm happy. I'm happy with what we did with H-Chan there in the 2nd, too, so we're not, like, dying at running back. Connor says, Mason just finished my draft. Did very well thanks to the draft sheets. Ranked 1st on the My Teams page. Congrats, my guy. Super happy to hear that. Card says, any more flock contests? Let me see. Did Underdog put out the flock tournaments? I don't know if we're going to get more flock tournaments if they didn't put one out tonight. Let me see. Then maybe they were waiting for BBM to fill. No, there actually is a new flock tournament on Underdog tonight. Hell yeah. So if you look, there is the Flock Community Contest 12. So we'll do this draft after the $1,000 one. And yeah, this is a $10 buy-in, $10,000 first place prize tournament. It's meant specifically for people that hang out in this stream. So if you're on Underdog, you can go ahead and get in some of those Flock tournaments. We'll get in one after this. So Devonta Smith off the board at 49. Blazin says, have you made any more Flock League trades? No, I have not. I've thought about, I was on a run today, and I thought about offering Nick, who's the editor of the channel. He has Rice. I thought about offering him Diggs for Rice and see if he would get suckered into accepting, but I realized I need to go look at his team and see how desperate he would be, because he is dead last in the league analyzer. This is Nick's team here. He has May, Chuba, Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Javonte. His running back room's not great. I wonder if I can offer him some crap running backs for Rice. His overall team isn't strong. Let me offer him some RBs. I'm going to send him just a disgusting low ball offer now that I think about it and see if I can get a counter. I love how people, when they see the initial offers I send, go, oh my gosh, that would never get accepted. Of course my initial offer is never going to get accepted. I'm trying to get a fish on the hook. Let's see if I can get them to counter me something that I like. I'm going to send them Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt and Travis Etienne for Rashee Rice. Okay, we're back on the clock. Do we go Waddle? I think we go Waddle. Regular redraft league, give me Chuba Hubbard. But here, we already took Devon Achane, so we're already making a consolidated bet. Honestly, no, we may go Hubbard. We also took Tet, so we're making a bet on the Panthers offense. We're going to go Hubbard instead. Because if we're looking at what's going to happen here at the turn, I'd imagine that you get like Kamara, James Conner off as well. And this is a half PPR format, not a full PPR league. So I think that there are going to be a lot of wide receivers that we could look at in round 6. And I didn't know how many running backs we could expect. So let's take Hubbard, and then we'll go with the wide receiver in round 6. But I just offered Nick, the editor for the league channel, a disgusting Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Travis Etienne for Rashee Rice deal. And we'll see if he accepts. And if he does, it will be beautiful. Waddle goes 60. I would have really liked to get Waddle on the way back. Rome goes 61. Okay. Roble says, what are the round advancements for the $1,000 draft? I'll show that in just 1 second, but I got to be ready for this pick. Okay. So we have Achan Chubut running back. Wide receiver, we have Nico Evans Tet. Flowers goes 62. I would have taken Flowers if he would have made it. Kamara goes 63. I would have taken him if he would have made it. Debo off the board. Do we go Rice or do we go Olave? If this was like a massive large field underdog contest, you know what? I may do something y'all really hate. I may reach on Pollard. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to reach on Pollard. I think we look at, there may be a wide receiver that makes it back. If this was a super large field underdog contest that was like Best Ball Mania, where it's a $25 buy-in, $2 million to first place, and you really needed to just have the craziest ceiling you possibly could, I think I would have gone with Rashee Rice and just optimized for those final 3 weeks. But here, the tournament at the very end is actually a lot smaller, so I don't feel the need to just really optimize to have the most points possible in the final 3 weeks. And instead, we could look at we can just have somebody that's going to help us get to the playoffs. I realize we maybe should change the title of this stream. I'm going to try something. Okay. Joe Burrow goes 69. And then I'm stressing because here at this point, we probably need some wide receivers making it back. Like, I'm not going to say that we have the worst wide receiver in the world, of course, but in these underdog drafts, it's going to get real ugly real quick at receiver. Okay, Addison goes 70. I would have been happy to take Addison at 80. Olave goes 71. Interesting to see Judy go ahead of Olave in this draft. Yeah, the T. Higgins team got sniped. And, ooh, that team at 4 is named Cooper Flock. Okay. Pacheco goes 73. And those running backs like Pacheco, good for us to see them off the board, right? Downs goes 74. Okay, what are we possibly going to do here? So we can talk through all the options. Jacoby Myers, don't love the trade request. Jawan Jennings, don't love the calf injury. David Montgomery, don't love the overall offensive regression. Sam Laporta, don't love taking a tight end here and don't love the offensive regression. Aaron Jones, don't love the fact that he's 40 years old. Caleb Johnson, don't love the fact that he's not going to do anything at the beginning of the year. Patrick Mahomes, don't love the fact that we don't have a stack. Khalil Shakir, don't love the fact that we're dealing with the ankle injury. Jordan Mason, don't love the fact that he's a backup running back. Tyrone Tracy, don't love the fact that he could be a backup running back on a bad team. Keon Coleman, don't love the fact that he was a bum last year. Jaden Reed, don't love the fact that he has 1 foot. TJ Hawkinson, don't love the fact that he wasn't a usable tight end last season. Jalen Warren, don't love the fact that he's probably not a starter halfway through the year. So all these guys have problems. I'm going to take Laporta here. I think Laporta outscores Jawan Jennings, and we get the points at tight end. If Shakir is fully healthy, I think you could talk me into Shakir because I think you're going to have more passing volume this year in Buffalo than you did last. But again, don't love taking the tight end here. But in terms of the tight end scores versus the wide receiver scores, I think Sam Laporta is outscoring the wide receivers that go right after. And I'm not taking Tyler Warren over Sam Laporta. There's no way. But also, I said last year, I'm not taking Brock Bowers instead of Sam Laporta. There's no way. We saw how that turned out. And then we have Mahomes, Jordan Mason going. Okay, Hawkinson goes 83. With this being a best ball draft, if we really wanted Tyler Warren in the next round, we could take him. And then if we were to do so, we'd be done at 2 tight ends. But I don't think that's plan A. And Tyler Warren ends up going at pick 84 anyway. Jennings finally off the board at 85. Thing with Jennings is like some of these injured wide receivers, it's like, yeah, maybe they're questionable at the beginning of the year, but at least we know they're talented. Juwan Jennings, we have no idea if he's actually any good. Michael Pittman Jr. goes 87. That's who I wanted in this round. Oh, I am not feeling good. I'm feeling scared. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Oh, ugh. Oh, this is gross. This is not good. This is not a fun time. Jaden Reed has 1 foot. Jaden Higgins, I have no idea if he's any good. I agree with people in the chat that I think Baker Mayfield is playable here. I'm gonna take Tracy. I'm gonna take Tracy. I'm gonna take Tracy. And I'm gonna cry. I don't want to talk about it. Oh my gosh. I feel sick to my stomach. I feel sick. We have 4 running backs and 3 receivers. Please, for the love of God, people start taking running backs. Please. Man, Wells' first draft ever. I see Mays draft more running backs than wide receivers at this point. The mistake we made was taking Chuba Hubbard instead of Jalen Waddle. We take Waddle, this team's perfect. But we'll see if we can save it. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult save. But I'm not going to take an injured Juwan Jennings over Sam Laporta. You know what? Another thing that we could have done is just instead of freaking taking Tony Pollard, take Rashee Rice. Why are you doing this to yourself? You put yourself in the toughest, in the worst situations possible in round 7 and 8 because you just want to be an idiot in rounds 5 and 6. Like I said, we're going to try our best to fix it, but it's going to be tough. It's an uphill battle. Shaheed goes 96. Dobbins goes 97. Thank God we get the running back off. Freaking take these running backs. Dear God. If Godwin goes, F me. Godwin would have been a godsend for this team. There's nothing this team needed more than Godwin. I love how people are now suggesting wide receivers that went off the board 4 rounds ago. Matthew Golden will save you. Is Igbuka gone? Yeah, these guys went in rounds 5. I promise you, I would have taken Igbuka or Matthew Golden over Tyrone Tracy if they were there. They went off the board 50 picks before this. Okay, Andrews goes 99. Okay. Please, God, please. Have mercy. Cooper Kupp goes. Darnell Mooney. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Do not do it. Do not do it. Please, for the love of God, do not do it. Do not do it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We watch it and we can't stop it. What am I supposed to do? What can I do in that spot? You give me hope. There are 4 wide receivers left that are anything at all. And we just have to watch them go right before us, taking it down to the very last second, giving us the smallest amount of hope that this team was going to be okay. And, oh my gosh. And now we are just freaking screwed. I got to find this team again. Okay. Let's get this back. Okay. And we're going to take Kyler for the points. Stacking's not going to matter as much in a smaller field tournament like this one. It still matters. Don't get me wrong. And we'll see what happens. Caleb goes 108. Loveland off 109. Like, what could possibly happen to make me excited about this team? It's like we're hoping we get freaking Luther Burden. Is that what we're really hoping for at this point? Luther Burden? See what dog mentality does. And I think the last $1,000 draft we did, we took Luther Burden as well. Luther Burden, welcome to the squad, my friend. Evan Ingram's going to outscore you, but it doesn't matter. I need something at wide receiver. Typically, we would say that tight end production's harder to come by, but clearly not. So this is now the second draft on this live stream. We've taken a second $1,000 draft on this stream. We've taken Luther Burden of all players. Buddy O'Pal. Please. I just want to finish the Dumb and Dumber line there, but just do something. For the love of God, don't be a complete turd. Evan Ingram goes 115 after Keenan Allen. Jared Goff goes 116. I would have liked to get Jared Goff a ton in the next round, considering the fact that we were sitting here with Sam Laporta and no quarterback 2. So, would have been exciting. Then Jared Goff goes 116. David Njoku off 117. I feel sick. And we're just going to get in a freaking $10 flock tournament on Underdog after this. And probably draft an absolute god squad. And the $10 flock tournament and lose anyway. Okay. It looks like we had 400 likes on this stream. So go down there and drop your flockfantasy.com username in the chats. And we'll give somebody some free vouchers here. And I mean, this team's not that bad. We have Kyler unstacked at quarterback. Wide receiver, we have Nico, Mike Evans, Tet McMillan, Luther Burden. We really need Tet to hit the ground run in week 1. Running back, we have Achane, Chuba, Pollard, Tracy, and then we have Sam Laporta at tight end. It's just that wide receiver. Like, if we would have got Jaden Higgins at 104, I would have loved our team. Okay. Let's see. We got Mendering here as the winner. Let's see if I can find you on the site. If not, we'll move on to the next person. Okay, Mendering, annual mother flocker. So you should have a bunch of vouchers with your account. Really appreciate you, my friend. And really excited to get you set up here with a couple freebies. But thank you again for hanging out with us in the stream so much. Okay. I just sent over those free vouchers to you. Okay, Javante goes 124. Let's move this back. Byshell Tootin off at running back. Braylon Allen goes wide receivers. Who could we take here? Ooh, Joshua Palmer. We can't take Joshua Palmer. Justin Herbert, unstacked. Welcome to the squad. Because you know why? We need one. Only one player can save our team at this point. Only one player. And we know who that player is. And Justin Herbert will set us up for that stack. So don't you worry about that. Don't you worry for a single second. We'll have the real savior coming for our wide receiver room soon. Okay, Dylan Sampson goes 130. Jordan Love 131. DNB says snipers will snipe the big Q. This is a $1,000 draft. Nobody's sniping us in a $1,000 draft. People are going and getting their own players. $5 draft, I would agree with you. People would snipe us. Nobody's spending $1,000 to get in a stream and snipe us. Reed, I agree. We should have, knowing that we get Justin Herbert on the way back, we should have taken Keenan Allen over Luther Burden. Agreed. Jaden Blue going before Joe Mixon here. If this was BBM, I'd take Joe Mixon because so many of the other teams would have drafted Mixon like in the 5th. But here in this tournament, Mixon's been a late pick all along. I like the message, Lamp. Let me read Lamp's message after we take CJ Stroud. We'll take CJ Stroud, pair him up with Nico Collins. Pretty aggressive for us to spend this much early capital on quarterback, but it's a smaller field contest, so we can get away with it. And let's see. Lamp says it's not over if Big Q is still on the board. Sun Tzu, Art of War. Agreed. Agreed. So now, wide receiver, we have Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Tet McMillan, and Luther Burden. Oh, Luther Burden, you better be something. Running back, we have Achane, Chuba Hubbard, Tony Pollard, Tyron Tracy. Quarterback, we have Kyler. Oh, you better believe we're going to get Michael Wilson later. We have Justin Herbert. Oh, you better believe we're going to get the big Q later. We have CJ Stroud stacked with Nico Collins, and then we have Sam Laporta at tight end. Okay, and then thank God we get the quarterbacks off the board later. Like, get these QBs gone. Joshua Palmer goes 145. Last two, I mean, in rounds 11 and 12, there were 2 wide receivers to get drafted. Derek says it's time to trade for Burden in the Flock League. Realistically, like, Luther Burden's probably a receiver that isn't super interesting in a regular redraft league, because how the hell are you going to know when to put him in your starting lineup? And best ball drafts, maybe you get some random spike weeks. And also, we just hit 500 likes on the stream. So go down there and drop your flockfantasy.com username in the chat, and we will hook someone up here with some free vouchers. Okay, Nick Chubb goes 146, and Nick Chubb and Judkins going over Joe Mixon. Y'all are going to hate me when I take Mixon, aren't you? Like, oh my gosh, I wanted Leggett. We get sniped on Leggett. Phenomenal pick. Phenomenal pick on Leggett. Okay. Douglas goes. Tua goes. All right. What are you doing here, buddy? You're the one who took Jaden Higgins from me earlier. Don't you think I didn't forget about that? I still remember. I'm going to remember that for the rest of my night. Goes Cam Ward. Thank you for your service. We'll take Hollywood Brown. Hopefully we get 6 usable weeks when you have no Rasheed Rice early. Hopefully he gives Luther Burden some time to ramp up. But let's move this over. And we got Floppy King winning the vouchers. Let's see if I can find you on the site. And if I can, we'll get you sent some over right now. Floppy King. It's going to take me a little bit of time. Let me refresh this. Floppy King. I got you. Looks like you have a free account, so you shouldn't have had any vouchers in there yet, but we just sent some over your way, my friend. Okay. And we got Tesla, Kyle Williams, Cedric Tillman going. So Ray Davis off the board. Brian Robinson goes. Don't hate me if I take Joe Mixon. I'm prepping you. I'm prepping you. All right. I got it out there. It's in the world. It's in the world. We're considering it. Okay. Stafford goes 158. Algier 159. Okay. Let's see. We'll take Trey Harris. We need a receiver. It's best ball. We have Justin Herbert. I wanted to... I wanted to take, honestly, it looks like the way this is trending, Joe Mixon may make it to us at 176. We'll see. But Joe Mixon goes 167. Like I want to take a picture of this and tweet it out. Go like, oh my gosh, look, Joe Mixon just fell to pick 167 in $1,000 draft. But at the same time, I don't want anybody on this planet to see what monster I just created at the 8 spot. I'm more likely to delete this live stream than I am to ever take a picture of this and share it with someone. A running back, wide receiver, tight end. We'll figure something out. I can say that at least. Something will happen. I'll take a player at 176. I'll take someone. Woody Marks goes 173. Thornton goes 174. He probably was going to take Thornton. A Manor goes, do we take Jerome Ford as our 5th running back? I think so. Yeah. We'll go Jerome Ford as our RB5. Realistically, the only saving grace, a couple saving graces with this team. One, we should have a lot of running back points. We have Achane, Chuba, Pollard, Tracy, Jerome Ford, all of which probably starting running backs in their backfields week 1. We got 5 starters. We should have a lot of quarterback points. We got Kyler, Herbert, CJ Stroud. Best ball format, these guys will cycle through. I think we're going to have a lot of quarterback points. Tight end, hopefully Sam Laporta can keep us afloat. Wide receiver, we have Nico, Mike Evans, Tet McMillan, Luther Burden, Hollywood Brown, Trey Harris. The issue with the team is the depth at wide receiver is just horrendous. So what this team realistically will need is it will need 2 of Luther Burden, Hollywood Brown, Trey Harris to turn into viable players. And we'll need Tet McMillan to just explode as a wide receiver 1 on the scene immediately. And if that were to happen, then we are going to be extremely strong here. Darius Slayton goes 183. Wide receiver and tight end will be our next 2 picks. Don't you tempt me. Don't you tempt me. Rodgers goes. K-Dot's still banged up, right? We don't know if he's going to play week 1. You cannot make me feel bad for taking Quentin Johnston, the big Q, after Jalen Coker, who's on the IR. You can try your best. You can bully me. You can ridicule me. You can stuff me in a locker, put my head in the toilet. It's all been done before. But if I'm drafting the big Q, right in between Taj Brooks, Darius Slayton, and Jalen Coker, I'm going to stand up tall, back straight as a board, and I'm going to do it proudly. The big Q, welcome to the squad. I'm going to need you to be the Herbert weapon that I always knew you could. We have Troy Franklin going at 188. Zeke says this team should draft Taysom Hill. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Let's see. Sam Darnold goes 189. Rashad Smith 190. Kate Otten finally off. So we got 2 picks left. I know people are wanting the Michael Wilson pick for us to go through and for us to get the stack with Kyler. So wide receiver, we have 7. We have Nico, Evans, Tet McMillan, and then we have 4 bums. If we think the tight ends outscore the wide receivers here in the last 2 rounds, I think we may go with the tight ends with this being a smaller field contest and just pray that somehow 2 of these 4 bums that we drafted at the end with Luther Burden, Hollywood, Trey Harris, and Quentin Johnston turn out to be okay. I don't need them to be good. I just need them to be okay and give us some usable weeks. So we are for sure getting at least 1 tight end. But the issue is these last 4 wide receivers we drafted. When I say bums, I mean they are bums. Jarlos Carlos says, how long should it take for the underdog credit to appear after filling out the form? It's going to take a little bit of time. So let me just make sure everybody knows what that's in reference to. So once you fill out the form on flockfantasy.com, Blake Corum goes 199. F it. I'll take Jonnu. Jonnu outscores every wide receiver here, and it's not close. Once you fill out that form on flockfantasy.com, the $10 underdog credit form, here's how it's just a Google form. Just put your flockfantasy.com email address in it and then your underdog username. If you got the 2025 flockfantasy.com season pass or you're an annual mother flocker, you are going to get $10 added into your underdog account. But again, Underdog's been doing me a massive favor with so many things this offseason. And I can't keep annoying them with 1,000 different messages. So I'm going to wait a couple weeks, and then I'm going to download all the Underdog usernames from that form after I cross-reference it with Stripe, and I'll delete whatever email addresses for flockfantasy.com don't match purchases made with either a season pass or an annual mother flocker. And then I'm going to download those Underdog usernames in a CSV. I'm going to email it to my contact at Underdog, and then they will get that those usernames set up with $10 in their Underdog account. But it's going to take a little bit of time because I need to make sure that people have time to see the announcements and get in and fill out that form, because it looks like there are still a couple hundred people filling out that form every day. And I know most people here watch the live streams close to every day, but there are also a lot of people that only watch the live streams like once a week. Okay, Damian Pierce goes 207. Okay, and then do these tight ends outscore Michael Wilson? Dalton Schultz, 91 points last year. Michael Wilson, 101. He's still going to be... You know what I'm going to do? I think we take Michael Wilson. I know Dalton Schultz gives us the Stroud stack. But the thing is, for our flex spot, I don't know. Sam Laporta, you have to come through for this team. If Laporta is what he was 2 years ago, this team's golden. Because I think we took enough of the bum wide receivers to cover us. But if Laporta doesn't come through, then now all of a sudden tight end Jonnu Smith and Sam Laporta, we're going to be eating points there. So overall, this was bad. Do not like it. Would not advise it. And we're going to go back to where we belong And we're going to do some smaller buy-ins. And I'm going to try to calm down, and so hopefully I can sleep tonight. We're going to go over to the Flock Community Contest 12. And we are in this now. I'd love to draft with you. We're going to be doing these drafts tomorrow on the stream as well. I'd imagine this tournament will be open still tomorrow. And we get pick 9. Not much better. A little bit better, but not much. And with the Flock Community Contest on Underdog, this is definitely a much better tournament to get in if you're new to Underdog than like a high-stakes tournament. $10 buy-in, $40,000 prize, $44,000 prize pool, $10,000 for first, $5,000 for second, $4,000 for third, $3,500 for fourth, all the way down the line. If you're wondering how the hell do you turn $10 into $10,000, in the Flock tournament, you have to be the highest scoring team in your 12-team draft weeks 1 through 14. Then you're going to advance to the Fantasy Football Playoff Tournament. Week 15, you go up against one person. If you beat them, you advance to week 16, where you'll go up against one person. If you beat them, you'll advance to week 17, where you'll be in a 100-person final. And if you have the highest score, you turn $10 into $10,000. You have the second highest score, you turn $10 into $5,000. You have the third highest score, $10 into $4,000, all the way down the line. I got smoked in these tournaments last year. The Flock tournaments, I think there were like 10 or so of them last year as well. You'd only draft 3 teams per tournament. It's a 3-entry max. And yeah, my ass was grass here. Y'all just rolled me. Okay, we got Sean in this draft with us at 1. We got Bill in this draft with us at 12. We got Ben in this draft with us at 4. Happy to have y'all. And excited to get this going. Okay. So CMC off at 5. So CMC has been like, hell, Sal took CMC ahead of Barkley in the Flock League, and it looked like a reach at the time, but now it's maybe becoming a little more common. Is it the most common thing? No. Okay, we are on the clock. Jefferson made it to 8. If we would have got Jefferson at 9, this would have been actually a real... I'm not going to take Neighbors. I'm going to reach on Puka. If Puka's good to go, I think that Puka's just going to be... if Stafford's good to go, it's going to be a much better offense. Okay. Genty off at 10. Neighbors goes 11. Can't believe we had Jefferson down at 8. Yeah, Nico and CMC ahead of Jefferson in this draft. St. Brown goes 12. Henry goes 13. Nick ended up getting JJ at 8. Congrats, my friend. I mean, I would have liked him for sure. We'll take Drake London. London's been a massive riser where you've actually seen London going ahead of like Brian Thomas in some of these drafts. Nerdspace, is this your last Flock tournament entry? No, this is actually my first entry into this tournament. So we'll do 2 more Flock. We have 2 more entries in this tournament. And then obviously we're going to keep on getting in some of those $5 drafts leading up to NFL kickoff. And again, I would love to draft with y'all. And if you're not already on Underdog, I will reiterate, this is by far and away the best time to get on because this is the biggest week of promos that they have all year. The first week of the NFL playoffs, the NFL season is always massive. Right now, the promo schedule is Saquon Barkley. You have a free gimme pick, higher, lower, half total yard for Thursday night. 50% profit boost on Thursday night as well. 50% profit boost on Friday night. 100% profit boost token dropping on Saturday for the Sunday games. And additional promos on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It's the biggest week of promos all year. And they have the best new user offer that they've ever had, in my opinion. To play your first $5 with code FLOCK, then you get $50 added in your account. You get my rankings, my draft sheets, and on top of that, you actually get an additional free $10 added in your Underdog account if you got the 2025 FlockFantasy.com season pass. So you could literally deposit $10 on Underdog, play 5, and if you got the season pass, you would have $70 into your account. And with that $70 all year, you could play with us with the boosted pick'em packs that we are going to have on Underdog Fantasy as long as they keep allowing me to do these, which if enough of y'all are doing them, I'd imagine they'll let me keep doing them. Man, should be a ton of fun. It'll be like $10. So the 2 quarterbacks go at 30 and 31. And let's smooth this over. I'm going to take Kyron if he comes. Yeah, we're going to take Kyron over Marv. And we always post the link to Underdog Fantasy in the description, comment section, live chat, the link that says draft with us here. Okay, Marvin Harrison goes 34. Jaden Daniels goes 35. Since round 1 with the crazy Jefferson fall, we haven't seen many other really big falls in this draft so far. Tet goes 39. I was like, the embarrassing thing is I was so excited about our like round 3 and round 4 picks with Mike Evans and Tet McMillan in the last draft for us to just completely fall apart. It's just embarrassing. Proximity says, Mason, has there been another fantasy year where the board was so rookie happy? I mean, last year Malik Neighbors was going at the end of the second and Marvin Harrison was going at the end of the first. Like, I would say this year's rookie running back class is stronger than any rookie running back class we've seen since like 2020. T says, bro, Neighbors was not going the second round last year. You can go literally on this channel and go and look at all the drafts that happened right before the season that we did in almost every single live stream. And you can see Malik Neighbors go at the 2-3 turn in every single draft. Maybe in casual redraft leagues where people didn't really know what they were doing, Malik Neighbors was not going at the 2-3 turn. But in every underdog draft, Neighbors went at the 2-3 turn. Every single one. I did like 500, not 500, I did like 400 drafts last year. That's where he was going. I'll let you know. Okay. Waddle goes pick 54. Retro, yes, we're going to do a live Q&A tomorrow. We're doing live Q&As every single day until Christmas. Like, I promise you. We're going to, if you ask a trade question on the stream, trade question on the site, I would rather have, I'm going to take Kamara. I think we get a wide receiver in the next round. But if you ask a trade question on the site, starts a question on the site, super message on the site, it'll be answered within 24 hours. Roster reviews will take me a couple days right now just because I am very much backed up. But the other ones should be quick for me. Okay. Ricky Pearsall goes 60. Debo Samuel goes 61. I don't want to give you all my thoughts until I'm on the clock at 64. I don't want to get sniped. Okay, Flowers off. I think here in flock tournaments on Underdog specifically, it actually is not a great idea to buy the dip on Rashee Rice because with this tournament, only One team out of the 12 teams in this draft are going to advance to the fantasy football playoff tournament. So in that case, if we were looking at Rashee Rice, I think he's super interesting for the final 3 weeks, but in the flock tournaments on Underdog, getting to the dance is a little bit harder than like a regular BBM draft or a puppy draft where the top 2 scoring teams advance rather than just the number 1. Okay. We have Pacheco going at 70. Nolan says, are there places to ask regular questions on flockfantasy.com or just start, sit, and trade? The things you can ask, start, sit, trade, roster reviews, and then there's a super chat if you just have anything random you want to ask. Okay. RMC Sonic says, I'm out and unsub. See you later, my friend. Hope you have a good day. Nick says, Hunter, I think playing both ways with interception will help a lot. You don't get points for an interception on Underdog. Baldo says, hey, Mason, just signed up for Underdog. How do I get the draft sheets? You the man. They'll get sent to the email address you signed up to Underdog Fantasy with, most likely tomorrow morning. Okay, Addison goes 77. So let's move this over. So now we have Kyron, James Cook, Kamara at running back. Wide receiver, we have Puka, London, and Rome Odunze. Laporta goes 79. Jennings off. I think very similar to what we are talking about with Rashee Rice. I'm a little less excited about Caleb Johnson in the flock tournaments because Caleb Johnson, I think, is a player that gives you a lot of upside for weeks 15 through 17. But early in the year, Jaylen Warren should be the starting running back. So we will put a discount on him. We're going to go Josh Downs instead. So you have to be the highest scoring team in your 12-team draft to advance to the fantasy football playoff tournament. Okay, Michael Pittman Jr. goes 86. Bo Nix goes 87. I think I take Hawk. Again, kind of for the same reasons. I think almost in this tournament, I'd rather have Jaylen Warren over Caleb Johnson. Fratrix says, how does the trade calc on the site work? Is it based on projections or rankings? The trade calculator on flockfantasy.com is primarily based off a rest of season rankings. And then there are specific calculations that occur based off the league settings you put into the trade calculator that account for the logarithmic value that you have of players as you go from like one down the list. Like a big issue that most trade calculators have for fantasy football is going to be, one, they can't accurately determine the value of a roster spot. So just like you throw 5 average players in versus one like really good guy. They'll just go ahead and say the side that has the 5 average players wins. And then also they can't really contextualize that, like the gap between the player at 1 in the overall rankings versus the player at 10 in the overall rankings. That gap is much larger than the player from 50 to the player at 100, even though there are 50 spots in rankings between those two versus only 9 spots in rankings from 1 overall to 10 overall. So we worked on that trade calculator a ton, and I'm proud to say that I think that trade calculator is the most accurate trade calculator in fantasy football, and I don't know if it's close either. Okay, Chris Godwin goes at 100. Loveland goes 101. So looking at quarterbacks that give us potential stacks here, I think you can kind of get away with stacking a little bit less in the flock underdog tournaments than you could in like a regular basketball mania, Because in week 15, you only have to go up against one person. Week 16, you only have to go up against one person. Stacking still matters. You have a 100-person week 17 final, but it's not the end-all be-all. Darnell Mooney off the board. I'm going to take Kyler here. And Matt Moore, welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube member. Mark says, have you done the 600 light giveaway yet? I don't think so. So, one, if you haven't already, go down there, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you play fantasy football. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button if you want to be able to come out to these live streams. I'm going to be live streaming, answering fantasy football questions every single day until Christmas. And also, drop your flockfantasy.com username in the chat right now, and we'll get y'all hooked up with some free vouchers. So we have a run on quarterbacks after we take Kyler. You see Purdy, Dak, and May all go. Again, because this is a best ball tournament, I am inclined to go ahead and take a second quarterback here if we like him. And I do like Caleb here as a QB2 in best ball, especially knowing that we have Rome on the squad. So Bateman goes. So yeah, we're going to take Caleb Williams as our second quarterback to stack him up with Rome. And let's pick one of y'all randomly to give some free vouchers to. We got Snot Bubble winning this. Let me go ahead and see if I can find you on the chats. Okay. So not on the chat, on flockfantasy.com. Flock users. Snot Bubble. I cannot find you. I can only find you on my users page if you use code FLOCK when you signed up. We got Kev03 as the backup. Kev03, I have found you. Looks like you have a free account on the site, so you shouldn't have had any free vouchers yet. I mean, shouldn't have any vouchers yet, but I will send those over to you right now. So if you wanted to ask, starts a question, trade question, whatever you want, be happy to cover you, my guy. Thank you for hanging out with us in the stream. Okay. And let's move this down. Mims goes at 120. I think we're still in play because this is a smaller field underdog tournament rather than like a puppy or BBM to take the third quarterback. Landon asking when the week 1 rankings will be out. The week 1 rankings will be out on flockfantasy.com kind of soon. And I think they'll be out on flockfantasy.com tomorrow. The main dev that works on the rankings page is literally working on them right now, like as we speak. Absolute grinder. He's on the East Coast too, so it's almost midnight for him. So they'll probably be out on the website faster than they are out on YouTube. And then we'll get a week 1 rankings video out for you probably on Tuesday. Okay, Jared Goff goes 126. But typically it's just like, realistically speaking, if you just think of the logistics behind it, it's a lot easier for me to keep up with the rankings and get them updated on the site in comparison to YouTube. I think I'm going to take Braylon Allen here. Braylon Allen's probably my favorite running back on the board. If it wasn't for needing to score the most points in weeks 1 through 14 to advance to the playoff tournament, I think Mixon's in play. But this tournament just opened today, so Mixon's been a double-digit round pick through the entire tournament, so you don't get like any crazy ADP value gain in comparison to in like a Best Ball Mania draft where he used to go in round 5. And also it's harder to advance if you take him. But it's just easier for me to do the rankings on the site because I can update those in real time. Whereas like the rankings on YouTube, I only have really like one shot to get them. I have incomplete information when I have to make them and record the video. We're going to take Jake Ferg as our second tight end. I got to send them to the editor and then I can't change them from there. So if we get any injury news, if we get anything that happens, Like, I can't really do much with the video. It's already out. So, like, if you look at the videos that we posted just with, like, the top 50 rest of season rankings, like, a week ago, or, like, the top 100 fantasy football rankings and tiers. I believe this happened before, like, Mixon went on. Like, this happened before Mixon went on the IR. This happened before. I think Bijan Robinson's my running back one. I think this happened before the Atlanta Falcons injury to the offensive line. But I can't put out, like, a new rankings video every single day. I go like, oh, no, this is now. I mean, I try to update y'all in the live stream and go like, hey, heads up. Or like in videos. Heads up, Bijan just fell from my RB1 to my RB3 inside the same tier, but I just kind of prefer the other backs because of the offensive line injuries in Atlanta, right? I can say that in the video, but that video itself that's out that people are watching right now, I can't really do anything to that. But on the website, it's like, oh, I can just change this literally right this second, and it can be up to date. So it's definitely, like, it's been a ton of work with the website, but it was definitely worth it in the long run because it's so much easier for me to just give y'all up-to-date information. And in my opinion, if the information's up-to-date, it's inherently more accurate. Deonta Thornton goes 149. Let's move this back. Nerd Space Game says, surprised the fan in the Flock League didn't start a channel yet. Ride the tide. I've told him he needs to start a channel. I've tried telling him. I tried talking him into it, but he has no interest. I'm not going to fault him. I don't think everybody's trying to make fantasy football videos for a living. Okay. For me, considering the fact that we have Drake London, this will be a very easy Michael Penix pick if he makes it. Yep, we will take Michael Penix. We'll get him stacked up with Drake London. Your regular fantasy football league, you never take more than one quarterback. But here, the third quarterback is very easily in play. Cart says, how many teams per 100 should I expect to make the playoffs/finals? So say you draft 100 teams in an underdog tournament, right? Let's just do the simple math. And let's use because every underdog tournament's a little bit different. So you got to go through and you got to look at the information when you enter. But the average underdog tournament, like the largest ones, the Puppy, Best Ball Mania, 2 teams make the finals out of 12. So let me, here real quick, take a pick. We are going to be looking at running back, wide receiver, tight ends. All these options are disgusting. I'm going to take Quinshon Judkins. Yeah, I like him even less in a flock tournament, considering the context of the advanced structure, but still. But say like you draft 100 underdog teams, and you're going like, hey, how many teams should I expect to get to the playoffs? If you're an average drafter, which I don't know if you are, I don't think you know if you are. Like, I could sit here and go like, oh, I'm above average, but who really knows? Maybe I've just gotten lucky for a couple of years, you know. But anyway, say if you're an average drafter, you should have about 16 teams make the playoffs. And then if it's Best Ball Mania and like week 15 is say like about a 16 player pool, if you're an average drafter, you should maybe have one team make it to the semifinals. If it's the flock tournaments on Underdog as an example, say you draft 100 teams, only one team in every 12 team league is going to make it to the playoff tournament. There, you'll have about 8 teams in the playoffs. You have a 50-50 shot of advancing to the next round in week 16. Then you have a 50-50 shot advancing to week 17. Ooh, did not mean to multiply that. So it would be like you should expect 2 teams in the finals in the flock tournaments. It just matters the size of the tournament that you are entering in the advanced structure. But that's like an easy way to look at it, is go through and look at the advanced structure, and then you can divide it, and you can do it as if you're an average drafter. which again, I don't know if you're average. I don't know if you're below average. I don't know if you're above average. And everybody likes to think that they're above average. I like to think that I'm above average. But the fact of the matter is, an average is an average because there are people below it and above it. And there's an equal amount of people that are below it and above it. So we can't all be here as above average drafters. I would like to say there's a higher percentage of us in this live stream that are above average drafters, but I don't know that for sure. Hell, I could be horrible. And maybe I've just gotten lucky. Okay, and let's move this around. And we for sure have to take a receiver here. And we'll just take Trey Harris. Again, taking Jalen Coker here still at 175, it's straight up bad. Do not be taking Jalen Coker in the 15th round anymore. C-Spaz says, what if we didn't use code FLOCK when you signed up? If you did not use code FLOCK when you signed up to Underdog Fantasy, you will not get our draft sheets. You won't get anything like that. Frederick says, bro, you won 150K. You can say you're above average. It's all luck at the end of the day. Only control you have is during the draft. Yeah, but the only time, like that 1 year, I won multiple tournaments. I got 16th place in Best Ball Mania. But it's the only year I've ever won tournaments on Underdog. So there is a chance that I just got incredibly lucky that one season. I'll take Darius Slayton here. But like the realistic outcome of these tournaments is like the season that I had last year, I would make an argument that it was incredible. Across the board, above average advance rates. Again, I maxed out the sprint, which you go through and you do the math. 2 teams out of the 12 advanced to the fantasy football playoff tournament. So if you do the math as if you're an average drafter, right? I maxed out at 150. If you're an average drafter, you should have 25 teams in it. I had 41. I had above average advance rates in the other tournaments as well. I got a team to the Best Ball Mania finals and put myself in a position to possibly win millions of dollars. And I still ended up losing money. I still was not profitable. Just because with the overall structure of these tournaments, again, it's going to be that a very small percentage of people win a lot of money at the top, and a very large percentage of people lose a lot of money underneath. It's just the same thing as like poker tournaments, DFS tournaments, best ball tournaments. It's like the most likely outcome is you lose a little, and if you win, which is unlikely, you'll win a lot. Nerd Space says, if you won BBM, would you retire? No, if I won BBM, I would work even harder. Realistically, if you think about it, for me specifically, can we take another tight end? Probably not. Let's take Pat Bryant. For me specifically, if I won Best Ball Mania, I should work harder because all of a sudden my business would be much, much better. Like if I was able to come out here in videos and go like, oh yeah, I was the guy who won $2 million in a fantasy football tournament last year, I would be able to sell a lot more season passes to flockfantasy.com. I'll tell you that much. So, what I may not do is I may not do 6 hours of live Q&As every day during the season. We may cut that back. I may say, hey, I'm capping out. I'm only doing 2 more. I'm only doing 2 hours of these a night from now on. Maybe we'll do that, but Anthony Richardson goes 207. We are wide receiver or tight end. Guess we could mix in a running back since we went Judkins. No, I want a receiver. We'll take Roman Wilson. Sammy Stacks out here. We were just talking about you, my friend. People were asking why you have not made a fantasy football YouTube channel yet. And I was saying that I told you to. I've been saying. But, yeah, if y'all don't know, in the Flock League tomorrow, there's a big waiver wire day. Our free agency has been locked all the way through all the way until tomorrow. Free agency has been locked. So tomorrow, waivers run. It's going to be a madhouse, and we'll see. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me in this stream. Couple things. One, obviously, season pass still live. In my opinion, the best value for you to win your fantasy football league this year. Code Flock will also get me to answer your start set questions, trade questions. You'll get free vouchers for that during the live streams. Plus, you get all the updated rankings throughout the entire year. Plus, you get all the access to every single tool on flockfantasy.com through the entire season until January 1st. Then on top of that, more importantly, this is going to be something that I really annoy you with because there's never been a more important time to get on Underdog and take advantage of their promos. They go so damn hard with the promos the first week of the season. So don't wait until halfway through the year and go, oh, I may want to try this out. No, if you're going to get on, do it right this week. Because you get a free Saquon Barkley pick on Thursday, a 50% profit boost on Thursday as well, a 50% profit boost on Friday, a 100% profit boost token drops on Saturday for you to use for the Sunday slate, and additional promos Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And they have the best new user offer that they've had the entire time I've been with them for like 4 or 5 years. It's after you play your first $5, you get $50 added in your account if you use code FLOCK. And on top of that, with code FLOCK, you are also going to be getting my rankings, draft sheets for you sent to the email address you signed up to Underdog Fantasy with. You can find the link in the description, find it in the comment section. And I know we've showed this as well, but they are actually doing me a big favor with a couple different things. One, they are letting me host Flock Pick'em packs on the app, and they are boosting them for us. This is a $25 cap because of the boost. But Dak, you only need to have 230 passing yards, Barkley to score a touchdown, and Pickens to have fewer than 5 receptions. And then that would be a 5X. But again, because of the boost, it's a $25 cap. And then also with that in mind, if you got the season pass and or you're a mother flocker, and you have an Underdog account, go to flockfantasy.com, hit the post section, go over there, fill out this Google form, and put in your flockfantasy.com email address, put in your Underdog username, hit submit, and we're going to get you set up with a free $10 Underdog credit added in your account as well. So if you're not already on Underdog, you could literally deposit $10 into your account and play 5. And then what? You'd have 55 and then $10 added from the site. So $10 in your account, you have $65. And then you can use that to take advantage of all the crazy promos they're running. But that link's in the description, comment section, live chat. Again, I'm going to be super annoying with that this week because, in my opinion, it's the most important week to hop on it. But I think that's all I got for you. Was it a successful live stream? No, it was not. Did I have fun lighting $1,000 on fire? Maybe, maybe not. Not going to comment on it. But regardless, I'm happy that you were able to watch me struggle away anyway. And I really hope I get to see you out with the live stream tomorrow night.